Hey guys, I just want to come back and do the DVD update, Blu-ray update that I've been talking about for so long. I haven't done one since, I believe it was late October, so as you can imagine I've got a pretty good stack of stuff here I need to go through, and I'll try to go as quick as I can. This will be all in one part since we can upload over 15 minutes, but the quality will probably be kind of low. It won't be in HD or anything, just so I can get it uploaded today. Just a reminder also before I start, I am still kind of sick. I was last week. I don't know if I'd mentioned that in my video on the channel, but so there might be some kind of rough cuts in here in the middle where I either have to sneeze or cough or get something, but that's the reason why. Another thing I want to talk about before we get started is, well, probably this. If I get any questions about this, this is the Echo Boba Fett zip-up hoodie. So just now realized I was wearing this. I probably will get a few comments on that if people are asking what this is. It's the Echo Boba Fett limited edition zip hoodie, and it does have the Mandalorian emblem there. Another thing is I am still running a 300 subs contest. I started that last week. That will end, I believe, on the 15th of this week, so you need to go to that video, just the previous video of this. Another thing is I want to talk about another contest I'm doing, and that's on the YouTube Refugees. I will put that link down below, and that is a contest. I will be uploading that video later today. So if you go there immediately, it's not there, it's on its way. But you'll have about 2 weeks for that one, and then you've got roughly about 5 days for the one on my channel. Just go to each of those videos and they'll tell you what you need to do. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in. First thing I'll do is I want to tackle my DVDs, and then I can go through my Blu-rays. I haven't got a chance to see all these yet, but I will go ahead and show them just because I'm so far behind. Most of these I have seen. This first one I'll talk about is a documentary called Winnebago Man. Excellent. If you get a chance to watch this, you definitely need to. A buddy of mine that I went to high school with, he is a cinematographer on this, one of the cinematographers. They did use several people. But yeah, just an excellent documentary, Winnebago Man. So if you get a chance, this is a great documentary. Another great documentary I watched, Best Worst Movie, which if you're familiar with Katie Graham, Katie Blog, one of the original people that was on the Rough Cuts a while back. This is one of the movies that she worked on, so if you get a chance, check out Best Worst Movie. Excellent documentary about Troll 2. This is another one that I really like, and it's called Sweethearts of the Prison Rodeo, and this is about inmates that actually compete in a rodeo from within a prison, and it's a very, very interesting documentary. And this is another one that a buddy of mine was the cinematographer for, and an HBO documentary that they were showing somewhere like that, and maybe I don't remember if it ended up on maybe it was on HBO. I don't really know. I don't have any of those pay channels, but yeah, if you get a chance, you should definitely check this out. It's interesting if you like documentaries. It's called Sweethearts of the Prison Rodeo. This is one I got recently upon a recommendation from my buddy Planet Beer Wagon, and it's Exit Through the Gift Shop. This is actually a great documentary. I picked this up at Best Buy. I had a gift certificate, but if you get a chance, you should definitely check out this if you're into just different kinds of documentaries, and then also street art and just art in general, like the definition of what is art, what is not. Yeah, so Exit Through the Gift Shop is another great documentary. Then I'll go into a few of these here that just ones that I'm supporting other YouTubers, and just people in general that do videos of their own. And this Angry Video Game Nerd. This is the I think Volume 4. I haven't got a chance to check this out, but I did see this online, so that's another one. If you support him, you might as well buy his stuff. I do every year. This one is Around the Country, and this is the one that Cool Duder, Sean Phillips, and MJ Kelly put out. And this is one that I saw on Amazon, had on my wish list. I got this for Christmas. And if you really like their Around the Town stuff, this is another interesting one. It's a neat one worth checking out. And it's just the trip that they made from Maryland to San Diego. This is the one I talked about on the YouTube Refugees last week, and it's The Family Guy, It's a Trap. Pretty funny. I think if you saw the first two, Blue Harvest and something Dark Side or whatever it was, if you've seen those two, then you'll probably want to watch this one. This is really good. Not necessarily, I think, the funniest one, but it's still good if you like Family Guy or Star Wars. This is one that I got not too long ago that I recommend people should definitely see. It's The Possession of David O'Reilly. This movie is probably not for everyone. It's probably not one definitely to outright buy, but if you get a chance to rent it, maybe get it in your Netflix queue or something. This is a really, really interesting horror film. I don't know, I would say it's very offbeat, very unexpected. This is definitely one of those movies that when you watch, it's really hard to predict what's going to happen, and I like that about it. I wouldn't say that it's a wonderful movie. It's not the best thing that came along, but if you get a chance to rent it, it's definitely got some interesting and crazy imagery in it that really kind of messes with your head. This is one that I got in a previous video audition. I got this from my cousin, my friend, and then a subscriber, Platypus Dream. I still haven't got a chance to see this. I'm holding out. I actually think I may watch this later today. But I've just had so much on my plate. But yeah, Audition. That's one of the movies I've heard about for so long. I'm still surprised I haven't seen it. Then I'm going to go into some of the TV stuff. This I haven't seen also, but I did watch some of these web shorts throughout the year. But this is The Office, the digital short collection. And it has about 2 hours of stuff is what it says. 2 hours of bonus content, 75 minutes of clips. So yeah, that's if you're a fan of The Office. Then I've got a few TV shows. This is the new V series, the one that just came out. I have only seen I think the first like 2 discs of this, and the pacing's is a little slower than I expected, but honestly that doesn't really bother me as long as it turns out to be a pretty good show. So yeah, V, so far I like it. It's not exactly like the original one, but that's kind of what I hoped. I hoped that they'd put a little spin on it, but good show so far, V. And this is one that I haven't watched, although I did watch it on TV, and this is the Clone Wars. I just picked this up on DVD. I didn't get the Blu-ray or anything. A lot of the TV shows that I already own, I get those on DVD instead of Blu-ray because I like to take them with me. Like if I go on trips or something with my grandparents, they have a DVD player in their car, and I like to take stuff like this with me, whereas Blu-rays, you can't really do that. But yeah. So Clone Wars, that's season 2. This is the new Doctor Who that I talked about also last week that I've been watching. I really like this. This is, I think, the 5th series. Yeah, 5th series. This is the first one with Matt Smith. And so far it's really interesting. I like this show. I've seen about maybe a little over half of it so far. And it's got the lenticular cover there, like the 3D art. So yeah, that's a pretty good show. Now that is all my DVDs. Now I'm going to go through and do my Blu-rays as quick as possible. I've got a pretty good stack of those. I'll just grab the first one closest to me. Toy Story 3, I watched this not too long ago. I really liked it. I agree with most people saying that it's probably as good or close to as good as the other two. It's definitely worthy of the Toy Story name, and that's very true. I think it's a good show. It's kind of sad, but I think that's kind of typical for Disney movies. They like to pull on the heartstrings a little bit, but yeah, Toy Story 3, if you haven't seen that, and if you like the first one or the first and second one or whatever, you definitely want to check that out. This is one, both of these actually, I can just show these. These are upgrades. I actually upgraded my Alice in Wonderland and my Coraline to the official Blu-ray 3D. I used to have the old, blue and green or whatever, the blue and red 3D on this one, and then this one I have the non-3D. These both contain the regular Blu-ray, but they just include the new Blu-ray 3D also. So yeah, Alice in Wonderland and Coraline, those are both just upgrades. I've got quite a few Blu-ray 3Ds this time. Not a whole bunch, but I mean more than usual. And this is one I got for Christmas. I haven't got a chance to check this out yet, and that's mostly because I just want to watch it in 3D, and I have less opportunities to do that than a lot of these other movies, just because of the location of the Blu-ray 3D player and the TV. But this is Despicable Me, and I thought this would look pretty cool. But I haven't got a chance to see that yet, and I hear good things about the movie itself. I'm not a humongous fan of animated stuff, but the ones that are really well made, I'll give them a chance. And if it's in 3D, I like to use my 3D equipment as much as I can to get something out of it while I'm waiting on more live action stuff. This is one that I did watch in Blu-ray 3D. This is the Resident Evil Afterlife, and I thought it looked pretty good in 3D. I was really surprised that this is one of the first movies that came out that used the technology from Avatar as far as live action movies go. And for a movie like this that is the fourth sequel that most people don't give much respect to, I thought it was actually pretty well made. I like this definitely better than the third one, and almost better than the second one. I'm not a humongous fan of the second one. I'm actually just mostly a fan of the very first one. But as being a fan of the game, I watch all of them. But yeah, Resident Evil Afterlife 3D. And because I'm a big movie nerd, I actually end up buying this too, just so that my steelbook collection will be complete. This is the Resident Evil Afterlife steelbook. This is Blu-ray also. This one is Blu-ray 3D. This one is not. As far as I know, they don't make a Blu-ray 3D in the steelbook, or if they do, it's not available at like Walmart, of course, which is where this one was at. But Walmart was the one that put out the steelbooks for the first three movies, and then they had this one, so I picked it up. So yeah, I got that movie twice. That makes me a big movie nerd, but that's okay. This was actually something I got recently that I haven't got a chance to check this out yet, although I have read the comics, and this is the Buffy Season 8 motion comic. And I got a little bit of a rant to go with this, and it's mostly because, on like a lot of these, like I'll show this Despicable Me, it has the slip cover, and I like slip covers. Some people don't like them or whatever, but I like them. Now, here's the thing I don't like. This is just the standard cover. This actually came with this. It's like embossed. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's like an embossed raised card. It looks pretty cool, actually. It has a picture of, this is the artwork of Jo Chin. She did this cover art for the very first comic in the series way back when, like early 2007, and I think it's great. I've got a signed copy of this poster. But this raised cover, this was just like stuck on here with that sticky glue, like on the front of this. What are you supposed to do with that? That's completely worthless. When you take this off, what do you do with it? It won't fit inside. I'd already thought of that. If you stick that in here, it won't shut without ruining it. So, that is kind of a rant, but that's stupid. Why spend that money making this look so cool and then just make it almost like garbage? All they had to do was, stick another piece of cardboard here on the back with this information on it and make it a slip cover, and people would have loved it. That's just really stupid, but that's just a minor rant. This, though, I haven't got a chance to check it out because I had read the comics. I'm just waiting to go back and sit through it again, but it is pretty cool. It comes with a miniature version of, I'm assuming is Comic 1. That's the cover for Comic 1. Yeah, it looks like that's what it is. A miniature of that. This does include the Blu-ray and the DVD. So if you're a fan of Joss Whedon's stuff and you've never checked out the comic, that's an easy way to jump in. It says, it's the, you'll see the ads, and it says that it's the Buffy Season 8, the entire Season 8. What they mean is it's the entire motion comics that exist up to this point. I think it's only like the first 18 or 19 actual comics. And of course, if you are a fan of that comic, you'll know that it's going to go up to number 40 at least, before they work on number 9. So hopefully they'll put all those out eventually on the motion comic as well. This is one that I picked up both of these just a couple of days ago, and it was mostly because I had a gift certificate for some money off, and I had a coupon, and it was just, I'm not a humongous fan of Best Buy. They just kind of most of the time piss me off, but this is The Last Exorcist. I did see this at the theater, so I have seen this movie, and of course it's got sticker residue from their prize stickers that they put on everything, which is totally stupid, but yeah, Last Exorcism, which I thought was pretty good. I liked it. I liked the idea that the girl that was in there, doing all the contortion type stuff, a lot of it was really her. It's not as, like special effects. I thought that was great. Another one I picked up that was only $8 is The Dark Crystal. I'm a big fan of Labyrinth, and I am a fan of Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal definitely isn't as big of a movie to me as Labyrinth, but it is a great Jim Henson classic. So if you're a fan of his stuff, you can go check out Best Buy. Best Buy has a lot of movies like that on sale for $7.99. Now let's keep plowing through some more Blu-rays. This is the one I got in the mail just this morning. I got this on Amazon really cheap. I had a discount on there, plus it was $12.99, so this ended up being only about $10. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this. I always liked 18 when I was a kid, so for $10, Blu-ray, you can't beat that. This is one that I did see, Easy A. I thought this was a great movie, really, really funny. Actually, as funny as the trailer looked, I enjoyed it a little bit more than that. I expected that most of the funny stuff was already in the trailer, when in fact it came across much funnier in the context of the movie. And the movie itself had a lot more humor than what was offered in the trailer. So I thought this was a pretty good movie. I would say don't go in here with really high expectations. You may feel the exact same, the exact opposite as I felt. But going in here expecting it to just be, a regular movie, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. So Easy A is pretty funny. Here's one that I watch. I like M. Night Shyamalan stuff, and granted, this isn't technically his movie. He didn't direct it. He just did part of the story and produced it or whatever. But I was kind of excited to see a crazy twist type movie like this. I hadn't seen one in a while that was any good, and this one's not bad. It's okay. I think the build-up towards the end has got a lot of interesting twists in it, and as far as movies like this go, if you like them, it's definitely worth a watch. I don't know if it's worth a purchase, but you'll definitely want to check it out. This is one that actually caught me by surprise, and it's Salt. I actually thought this movie wasn't that bad. I heard pretty bad things about it, and I actually didn't really want to see it that bad, except for another Best Buy, turn of events crazy thing. I ended up getting this really, really cheap. This was one of those movies, there was a discount, and then a discount, and then I had a coupon, and I was trying to get the Steelbook, and all of a sudden the Steelbook was unavailable, so I ended up having to get this. Ended up getting this for $5 after all the problems and everything figured in. But yeah, this Angelina Jolie Salt, this is actually pretty interesting if you like espionage, international, political thriller, chase type things. This is one of those movies that if you go in with low expectations, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So that's Salt. Here's one that, another Best Buy fiasco with the sticker print, but this is the Wall Street 2, Money Never Sleeps. This is actually one that caught me really off guard. I didn't hear very good things about this movie, and I was just a so-so fan of the original, but I like Oliver Stone movies, so I had really already kind of decided in my mind I was going to get it no matter what. I'm not a humongous Shia LaBeouf fan, but yeah, I like Michael Douglas, and I think Shia LaBeouf is okay. He plays kind of the same part a lot of times, but he's a decent actor. But I actually watched this and was really blown away how good it was. But it's mostly because it's almost like a documentary of what had happened, or maybe like a movie trying to explain what happened in the climate of, like the 2007, 2008, build up to everything that happened in the economy. It's kind of like a behind the scenes look at that, but a lot of it's fictional, of course, and don't take that to heart, but I wasn't really prepared that was what this was going to be about. I thought it was going to be just a straight sequel and have information, about the characters in this movie and the previous movie, but there's a lot of stuff that kind of talked about that, and I think it's like a weird way Oliver Stone was sneaking in, a political movie under the guise of a sequel to one of his former movies, that was popular. But I thought this was really pretty interesting. I'd say it's probably not for everybody either, but a lot of the stuff that goes on in this movie is really unexpected. I didn't think it would be about that particular kind of stuff. I think the trailers kind of misled us. But here's another one that I watched just recently, Machete. I didn't get a chance to see this at the theater, but I liked it a lot. I'd been kind of, I guess secretly thinking to myself that maybe it was just a lot of hype. But really, this is pretty entertaining. You kind of have to go into it realizing that, what you're going to get is an exploitation-style movie, very 70s. And It's similar to the Grindhouse feel, but it early on it switches from that real grainy style to just a regular movie. So for the most part, this looks pretty good on Blu-ray. It's actually pretty crisp, especially towards the the last 3/4 of the movie after that one part. Towards the beginning, it actually looks really good, which I thought that would be distracting, but it's not. This just looks like a good movie. And everything that's in there is, kind of funny, a lot of inside stuff. But yeah, I thought it was great. And you can't beat, the amount of actors and actresses that's in that. That's an amazing movie. The next one is The Town. I actually really like this one too. I think if you really like movies like The Departed and stuff like that, this is probably just like right up there with that. Ben Affleck's pretty good in this, and there's actually not a whole lot that goes on this that you didn't see in the trailer, but surprisingly enough, it's still entertaining. There was no real big surprises in this movie, but yet I really got invested into it. So I think the writing and the characters that are in this movie are done very well. So yeah, this definitely kept me entertained for a couple hours. This is one that is hard to describe, to say the least. The American. This is I wouldn't say necessarily gritty, and it's not like exactly a noir. It's not a character story. Honestly, this movie kind of starts you in the middle, doesn't tell you much, and then things just start to occur. It feels like probably a high-budget experimental film in a weird way. The American's a very interesting story, although at times you're confused by what story you're actually watching just because of how much information is left out. But it all builds up real nice, and there is a story there. But it's surprising that this movie feels as experimental as it is. It makes you feel like somebody really gambled, on making this movie, because it's not your typical Hollywood formula. But that's what makes it interesting as well. But yeah, it's about a guy that his whole expertise is pretty much what you would think of as like assassinations or gun work, that kind of stuff, making weapons, and that's kind of about as much as I can tell you without giving away too much, just because there's a lot that's left out anyway. But yeah, if you get a chance, The American's definitely something you should at least watch just to see what you think about it. Probably not necessarily a buy, but it'd be a fun rental. Here's one that I actually kind of liked in a weird way, and that was Night and Day. This is the Tom Cruise, Cameron Diaz. I can't say exactly that it's a great movie, but it's kind of funny how strange the character is that Tom Cruise plays. In a weird way, it's almost like him making fun of the characters he normally plays, and somebody like, when he plays the guy that's in Mission Impossible. In a weird way, it feels like that's what he's making fun of. So it's almost like he's making fun of himself, but that's kind of funny. But yeah, if you get a chance, that's another one that's probably good for a rental more than a purchase. That was a lot of movies. I got Best Buy gift certificates and everything, so I bought a lot of movies. I didn't get a whole lot for Christmas. Here's one I left out that I've had for quite a while. This is the Open Season 3D. I don't know if I showed that last time or not. I couldn't remember. But this is Blu-ray 3D, and it was pretty funny. I'd never actually seen Open Season, but I thought it was pretty good. Here's one that I watched that I had. It's kind of along the lines of something like Machete. And that's Expendables. Expendables was one of those movies that you just kind of go in having fun. It definitely doesn't try to be high art, but there's a lot of inside type jokes that you really have to watch, and you have to be a fan of the movies from the 80s, a lot of the action movies, the 80s, 90s that made these people famous. But if you are a fan of that stuff, you really should at least watch this once. I thought Expendables was really fun. And then we'll get into, I've got like 3 box collections here that, I haven't got a chance to see all of this first one, but I did watch 2 of the movies. I watched Alien and I watched Aliens. The Alien Anthology on Blu-ray looks amazing. it's probably one of the crispest dark movies I'd ever seen. Like for the first time, some of the scenes that were really, really dark that were hard to see in DVD, they're still dark here, but the depth of Blu-ray gives it still a little bit of detail, so you can actually see a little bit more than you normally could, no matter how dark it was. It's hard to describe, but it looks amazing on Blu-ray. But yeah, I've seen Alien and Aliens, and I like both of those. Here's one that I haven't got a chance to watch yet. I haven't had this that long, and that's Back to the Future, but I just definitely want to show that. I've heard good things about it, and I'm a big fan of the trilogy of Back to the Future. But yeah, I got Back to the Future on Blu-ray. I definitely had to pick that up. And then the last one, and this is one I'm planning on watching today. I haven't seen this either, but I had to pick it up just because I'm a big fan of Goonies, and everybody's got it, so I just broke down, and I was like, I gotta get it. But this is the Goonies on Blu-ray, and this is the big, thick box set that comes with all the, the stuff. Storyboard cards and the board game and everything, so yeah, that's it. I tried to plow through that as hard and fast as I could, so hopefully that wasn't too terrible. Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I apologize for my voice and the speed where I was trying to plow through everything, but definitely watch my channel this weekend. I'm going to do the drawing for that contest from last week. Also, watch the YouTube Refugees. I'm going to have another contest on there. You'll have to watch that video and see the rules for that. So definitely go over there to the YouTube Refugees. I'll have that link in the sub bar. But yeah, that's it. And maybe next time I will try to do one of my collections. Now that I'm caught up on some of these, I'm trying really hard in 2011 to do more videos. And between the two channels, the YouTube Refugees and this channel, I'm still going to try to get out a video a week, if I can. I'm really going to try. So maybe next time we'll look at one of my collections. I thought about showing the Laserdisc collection because that's a little bit easier to show if you guys might be interested in that. My DVD collection, I'm still working on it just because it's in different rooms and there's just so much and it's out of order. It's just really a mess. But yeah, if you guys will stick around, I've definitely got more stuff to see. That's about it. I appreciate it. Take care, guys.